Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to the mess hall here at Dr. Jet Laboratories. I've done a little more work on this, but I have some ideas I want to throw out to the general public. I don't know how many viewers I have in the Southern California area. I think RC boating is kind of rare in this vicinity. Anyway, many years ago, I lived up in Anza, and that's not Anza Borrego. Anza is a town up in the mountains. Borrego is in the desert, and the Anza Borrego Desert is that space between Anza and Borrego. But I digress. On the way to Anza, you go up Highway 371, basically from the Temecula area, and there's a gated community there with their own private airstrip and private lake. And it's a pretty nice private lake. And this private lake prohibits gas-powered boats, but specifically allows electric-powered boats. And nowhere in the rules and regulations does it mention whether or not those boats have to be manned or can be radio controlled, and there's no reference as to the size. So I interpret that as you can run radio controlled boats there. Now, here's the next part of the deal. In searching for a pond, one of the resources I looked at was Zillow. And there's a couple of lots in this subdivision for sale for $17,000. Now, $17,000 for a legal lot in Southern California is dirt cheap. Why is that land dirt cheap? Well, a couple of things. There's two lots for sale. One appears to have a lot of drainage in it. The other appears to be a rock pile. Here's the problem with drainage and rock piles. Getting an on-site wastewater disposal system, a septic system, on properties like that is challenging. And your run-of-the-mill septic system here is, a septic tank and some leach lines. Well, I've spent 45 years designing septic systems for problem lots, and I'm certified in a bunch of advanced treatment units, the Presby system, the JET system, and the Geo, whatever they call it, system. Anyway, it's possible that one of these lots might support an alternative septic system. But let's just say for the sake of argument that it won't. $17,000, if I could find 17 people that wanted to kick in $1,000, and then there's monthly HOA dues of about $150, and property taxes would be a couple $100 a year. But for a nominal investment, you could become a member of the Lake Riverside Model Boaters Club and own 1/17 of this piece of property. And the piece of property, in Southern California, property never goes down. It might remain flat for a long time, but it never really goes down. So, is anybody interested in buying some property that has a lake? Now, we won't build anything on the property. We could park our cars there and go to the lake. But other than that, we just let the stuff sit there, and 10 years from now, turn around and sell it for $34,000. So anyway, there's an idea. Oh, speaking of ideas, here, check it out. Here's the wing. I got the wing mounted, and I'm going to plug up these larger holes in the fins. Hello, larger holes in the fins. The larger holes in the fins that support this spar, I'll plug up the end, and then I'm going to just use a 2mm stainless steel rod with a nice little nylock nut here and a nice little nylock nut there, and then I can tighten them up. This thing's already fairly snug, and when it's in here and loaded up like this, it's pretty tight. So it won't take a whole lot to just tighten this down, and it's going to stay there. And if it moves, I have other bigger problems. Anyway, I thought I would share the permanent you can't throw me off boat pond idea with my viewers. And if there's folks in Southern California, what do you think? Buy a piece of property and get lake access. Until next time, jet out.